Okay, let's try and get Jade Lupolsa then. I hope we do have you on a better line. Jade, you were talking to us about what has been happening there outside the prison. Of course, earlier on, Minister Ronald Lamola held a press briefing. Certainly take us back to that, but also what is currently happening. Of course, as you mentioned, very quiet there outside.
Well, yes, apologies for that sound breaking there. Well, like he said, it's very quiet outside compared to the scenes earlier on where we saw the press being briefed by the Justice Minister Ronald Lamola, talking about the incarceration of former President Jacob Zuma at the Estcourt prison, and also some of the nitty-gritty that they wanted to know as the media in terms of the preferential treatment. Will there be any, seeing that he is a former statesman? Also talking about the 14 days of isolation that former President Jacob Zuma will be, enduring here at the facility, isolated from the rest of the inmates, and also in terms of what is expected from this incarceration here. There has been a lot of speculation as to the preferential treatment that the former president will be subjected to. Also talking as to why he was brought to this particular facility and not the Westville facility in Durban. So unpacking a lot of information there. But what we do know is that we are expecting supporters to be flocking to this prison. We are expecting Carl Niehaus, backed with some of the MKMVA supporters, to be coming from Nkandla as a show of support, standing in solidarity, pledging their support and also demonstrating their support for former President Jacob Zuma. Relatively quiet here now, but the murmurs on the ground is that there is a convoy of supporters flocking here. We'll keep you abreast with the latest information happening here in Estcourt.
Jade, you talk about concerns around preferential treatment, and then we also did hear the Minister for Correctional Services saying that the former president will be treated with dignity. I don't know if you're aware, there is some picture that is circulating right now on social media, and it seems to be of the president having his health checks being done. I suppose it was leaked after the minister held that press briefing, but it goes to this topic of the dignity. How sure are we, or do we know anything about whether or not there will be a protection in terms of those who are seeking to get pictures? I know there's quite a few media houses wanting to see the president behind the cell and so forth, and I wonder if there's been enough conversation around that during that time of the press briefing.
That's very true. One of the questions that was posed to Justice Minister Ronald Lamola was the fact that how do we know that the president is here, former president is here? Will there be any photos taken? And he did say on record that no, this is a state facility. There will be no photographs taken of any inmates. He even went as far as saying that if you have gone with him to several other facilities across the country, there aren't any photos taken by the media. And this particular situation and this particular magnitude of the case, we're not going to have that where the media can just come in and take photos of former President Jacob Zuma willy-nilly. Also saying that there won't be any bodyguards, there won't be any special treatment given to former President Jacob Zuma, despite him being a former statesman of the country. They're going to be dealing with him by the law, by the book. He is just an ordinary citizen here, quote, ordinary citizen in this particular facility, but they're going to treat him with dignity, and by treating him with dignity, they're going to ensure that his health, that the assessment will be taken, and also that he'll be isolated for 14 days. We do know that we are living in very trying times with the pandemic, and with any inmate that comes into any facility, they do isolate, they do screen for COVID-19, and this is basically what they're going to do to ensure that the inmates are protected here at Estcourt prison, but also that the dignity and the health and all the requirements that go into him being placed here at this prison are also taken into account.
All right, Jade, let's catch up with you later on. No doubt the situation might have changed in the next hour or so, as we certainly are hearing that some of his supporters are obviously wanting to say something, or so we'll certainly catch up with you later on. Thank you. Right, that's Jadely Polsa for us outside the correctional facility there, Estcourt Correctional Facility. Will certainly be going in and out of KZN and various points of interest in relation to the arrest of the former President Jacob